This is just my humble opinion based on my experience competing internationally as a shorter athlete. There are many different ways to fight, and this is not the only one. But if you are consistently giving away height and reach, this is the tactical approach that changed my career. Let's start with one question. Why am I giving up so many head points? I don't think it's always because you're too slow. I don't think it's because your reactions aren't good enough. Many times it starts much earlier than that. It starts with the position that you're choosing to fight in. Anthropometry is the study of body size and proportions. In Taekwondo, height and limb length influence which tactical decisions make sense. So if you're the shorter athlete, you need to respect that difference. So, effective range. Every athlete has an effective range. That's the distance where they can score with the least amount of movement. Because the taller athlete has longer limbs, they have an effective range that's naturally longer. So the reach differential. This is where I think a lot of shorter athletes make a tactical mistake. They stay in an extended lead leg exchange with someone whose lead leg is already reaching farther than theirs. They stay in an extended lead extension whose lead leg extension is already reaching farther than theirs. From my perspective, that's a difficult battle to win consistently. The taller athlete has a reach differential. They can often touch the target before you can. He doesn't need a huge movement. They just need a small opening. Biomechanical advantage. This isn't about talent or courage. This is biomechanics. So longer limbs create a mechanical advantage during long-range exchanges. That doesn't mean the tall athlete is better. It just means that the exchange favors them. This is what changed for me. Instead of trying to beat taller athlete exchange, I changed the exchange. So, cancel, clash, reset, and angle. I wanted to disrupt the lead leg. I wanted to clash it. I wanted to force it back to the floor. And I want to reset the position because if the lead leg controls the distance, the lead leg controls the exchange. So transitional phase, this is probably my favorite concept. Every kick has 3 phases. It's action, recovery, and reorganization. So when the lead leg comes back to the floor, the athlete has to reorganize their stance and prepare for the next movement. That's their transitional phase. Personally, I'd rather attack than attack directly into an active lead leg. So that's the moment I'm looking for, is when they put their foot on the floor. High percentage decisions. Elite athletes don't just look for openings. They create situations where the probability of scoring becomes higher. Instead of asking, how do I beat their lead leg? I started asking, how do I remove it from the exchange altogether? So this is something I learned through experience. Earlier in my career, I gave away too many easy head points because I accepted exchanges that favored taller athletes. I kept thinking that I needed to get faster, but the problem wasn't only speed. The problem was that I was fighting inside a range that already gave my opponent a biomechanical advantage. Once I changed my tactics, I stopped extending those lead leg exchanges and I started attacking during transitions. I stopped giving away so many easy opportunities. If you're a shorter athlete, don't just train harder. Study the exchange, study the distance, study the biomechanics. Because sometimes the difference between winning and losing isn't the technique that you throw, it's the position that you choose to throw it from. So if there's one thing that I want you to take away from is this. Don't confuse activity with good tactics. Just because you're exchanging lead legs doesn't mean you're winning the exchange. Every position in Taekwondo has advantages and disadvantages. Your job is to recognize when a position favors your opponent and has the discipline to change it. For me, that meant stopping those lead leg exchanges against taller athletes, disrupting their strongest weapon, and creating situations that gave me a higher probability of scoring. Remember that the best athletes don't just master techniques. They understand why technique works, when to use it, and when not to. Fight the athlete in front of you, not the style you wish you had. If you like this type of content, share it with a friend or a teammate. And remember, this is the internal method.